Did you know that Elvis Presley never publicly attacked anyone, even when he strongly disagreed with them? In this video, we'll explore Elvis's philosophy on respect, humanity, and the importance of considering other people's feelings. What can we learn from his timeless wisdom? Stay tuned to find out. Hey everyone, welcome back to Hidden Minds. My name is Renee, and today we're diving into an important theme. Elvis Presley's philosophy on respect and how to treat others. Elvis had a clear life lesson. Consider other people's feelings. He believed in treating others with respect, even if you don't agree with them. In this video, I'll share 4 pieces of interviews where Elvis talks about this topic. Let's get started. In the first interview, Elvis says that there will always be people who like you and people who don't. He mentions even if you were perfect, and no one is perfect except Jesus, people would still criticize you. He compares it to how if everyone liked the same things, we'd all drive the same car and marry the same woman.
There are people that like you, there are people that don't like you, regardless of what field you're in, regardless of what you do. There are going to be people that don't like you. I mean, even if you're perfect, I'm not saying, that I'm perfect, because no man is perfect. But there was only one perfect man, and that was Jesus Christ, and people didn't like him. They killed him, and he couldn't understand why. If everybody liked the same thing, we'd all be driving the same car and married to the same woman, and it wouldn't work out,
What I want to say here is that you have to accept that everyone is different. You can't expect people to think the same way, and you have to accept that. In the second interview, Elvis shares that he always tried to stay true to himself while considering others. He says, "I didn't kick anybody on the way." He gladly gives autographs to fans, not to gain popularity, but because they sincerely appreciate it and deserve it. He understands that his life is public and that people want to know who he is and what he does. These people are sincere, he says.
Yeah, back in the old days. Now everybody thinks you're a model fellow. You're a good guy. You're the epitome of the young man. Now I'm just wondering, is this by accident or by design? What do you think it is? You're...
Well, I've tried to be the same all through this thing. Naturally, you learn a lot about people, and you're involved in a lot of different situations. But I've tried to be the same. The way I was brought up, and I've always considered other people's feelings. I've never, in other words, I didn't kick anybody, on the way, and I've always treated people just like I would like to be treated myself. And I consider other people's feelings. I don't assume the attitude of get these people out of here. Like I have heard of being done, and because those people are sincere in their feelings, and if they want to, like autographs and pictures and things like that. I don't just sign the autographs and the pictures and so forth to help my popularity or to to make them like me, you know. I do it because I know that they're sincere, and they see you and they want an autograph to take home. They got an autograph book. They've got their little camera and everything. So you have to know that. And if you don't do it, well, you make them mad at you. They don't understand. You hurt their feelings, and you make a lot of enemies that way. And for no reason, because it's as simple as this. Once you get involved in this racket, business, your life is public, really, regardless of what anybody says about my private life is my own. Well, it is to a certain extent. I mean, everybody has to have a certain amount of privacy, but once you get involved in this business and you're doing a public service, you're trying to entertain people, your life is not your own, really, because people are going to want to know what you're doing, where you are, what you wear, what you eat. These things are natural, or, you know, normal. And you have to consider that. You have to consider that these people are sincere. They don't know the kind of life you lead. They don't know what kind of person you are. And so I try to remember that. That's all. It's simple. It's no problem. It's no big effort that I put forth. You know, I don't have any plans or anything. I just act on my own initiative. This is the way I feel that is the right way, like I have everything else. And thank God I've been pretty fortunate. I haven't made any, you know, bad decisions. Everything. But just the way I was brought up, you know, my surroundings, my mother and my father and the whole family were always considerate of other people's feelings, you know.
I can relate to this, partly because of how I was raised. You should always treat people with respect and consider how they feel, even if you disagree. If necessary, you engage in a respectful conversation. I've been working on my YouTube channel for a while now, and I apply the same principle, to treat others with respect, even if they approach things differently. I focus on my own path, and what others do is up to them. I do what feels right to me. Elvis mentions that he surrounds himself with people who bring him happiness. Not necessarily intellectuals. He says, I have my own way of learning. I learn from life and everyday experiences. According to Elvis, surrounding yourself with so-called intellectuals can sometimes lead to jealousy and bitterness.
What kind of men do you know?
I've never really thought about it. You know,
That's right, it's a good question.
there are men who they don't. In so many words, they're not phony. There are men who knock you behind your back, and then they're your buddy to your face. You know what I mean? And I like a man who's pretty much the same all the time. He's pretty straight. You know, he's himself to a certain extent.
The other trouble with many actors in this business, I have found, is that they don't surround themselves with intellectual equals or intellectual superiors, so that there's nobody from whom they can learn, actually. They have guys on the payroll and so forth. I wonder if this isn't true of you.
I don't think so, because I've thought of this question before, and I've thought of this situation before, and I have my own way of learning, just as I've always had. I learn in my own way. I don't use these fellows to learn anything from. They're all different. They got their own little kicks going. They got their own lives to lead, but they're not dummies by no means. And I don't have them around because they're idiots. They're pretty smart boys, and they've learned a lot just being around this industry and around traveling. But now you can surround yourself with intellectuals or people of your so-called equal, and you can have dissension. You can be jealous of, there can be a jealousy there, and that's bad. The only thing you can learn there is to become bitter and envy and everything else. Well, I have my own way of learning, and I learn from people. I learn from the people I work with. I learn from everyday life itself, being connected with a lot of different people. But now my private and personal life, I'm not trying to impress anybody by having a group of intellectuals around. It's not that I'm knocking but now you can be fooled by having a group of people around you think you're learning something from, and you're not learning a damn thing. You're not benefiting anything from it. That's it. So you're. I don't think I'm making a mistake in that way. I have had this said to me before. Don't make the mistake. I had a girl to say to me one night, "Don't make the mistake, Elvis, of surrounding yourself with people you can't learn something from." And the girl never caught it, but I got up and walked away from her. I smiled and walked away. I never said a word, but in so many words I was saying, I can't learn nothing from you. So, and you can't fool yourself. I have my own ways. I have my own ways of learning things. I have my own way of thinking, and nobody else, regardless of their intelligence or their belief, can change me or make me think a certain way if I don't feel that it's right. There's not an intellectual son of a gun walking the face of this earth that it could make me believe a certain thing or something unless I really thought. So I don't try to surround myself with a group of, intellectuals. It's more important to try to surround yourself with people who can give you a little happiness, because you only pass through this life once, Jack. You don't come back for an encore. And I learn a little by little. I gain experience. I learn, and I've had a pretty good lesson in human nature.
This is an interesting thought. Elvis always stayed true to himself and didn't let others influence his beliefs easily. I agree that life experience are the best teachers. You should trust your own feelings. If someone tries to teach you something that doesn't resonate with you, don't ignore your instincts. In this final part of the interview, Elvis talks about the importance of considering other people's feelings. He says, consider other people's feelings, because in doing that, you keep yourself from becoming hardened and hard.
But I think my biggest thing would be consideration for other people. The thing I was talking about, consideration for other people's feelings, because in doing that, you can keep yourself from becoming hardened and hard, therefore making you, I think, a better human being.
I completely agree with this. By considering others, you remain empathic and humane. It fosters mutual understanding and prevents unnecessary conflicts. Staying respectful ensures you don't create enemies and helps build relationships based on trust and kindness. Elvis Presley wasn't just a brilliant performer. He was also a man with profound life philosophy. His message is timeless. Stay true to yourself. Treat others with respect. and consider their feelings. If we all did that, the world would be a kinder place. Did you find Elvis's insights inspiring? Let me know in the comments. And which quote resonates with you the most? Don't forget to subscribe to Hidden Minds for more Elvis content, and consider becoming a member if you'd like to access to exclusive videos. Thanks for watching, stay true to yourself, treat others with respect, and remember, Elvis wasn't just a legend on stage, he was also a role model in how to treat people. See you soon here on Hidden Minds.